Yes, oh yeah, here it comes. Welcome to another episode of the Critical Failure. You were brought here by this group of Dungeons and Dragons players, and we are doing it tonight. Oh yeah. So you better snap into it because it's going down now. And that Tito Santana better watch his back. And with
And
that,
it's going down,
Yep.
which is
It's going down for
it's
real.
going down. My beautiful
Ooh,
people.
it's going
Hello,
down,
everyone.
baby, roast
Hello.
Rover.
My name is Alan Steele, and tonight I am your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons. We are playing a game called well, wait, let me show you because I can't remember the name of it offhand. There we go. Waterdeep Dragon Heist,
Reagan heist.
or what we
Dragons.
like to call a fistful of dragons. That is the player's handbook. Thank you, Black Sky River. We appreciate your contribution.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to read, but these got really nice pictures, yeah.
I'm pretty sure, after doing kind of some math today, that we are roughly on episode 20, 21, 22-ish, somewhere in that realm. We usually play a good 3 to 4 hours on, some nights during the thing. Oh boy, this was a terrible start. Let me start over. Hi, welcome to the Critical Fail. I am Alan Steele, once again your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons. We are playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist, or a Fistful of Dragons, and basically, what has happened thus far is a lot to go over. As I discovered, recording everything that's happened, and it's sped up to I can't understand what's happening, was 8 minutes long. So a lot's happened thus far. But let's give you the basics. They're in Waterdeep. They were brought together by Mr. Sideways. Mr. Sideways brought this group together to help figure out the fighting between the Xanathar Guild, which is the main criminal syndicate in Waterdeep, and the Zentarum, who want to make a bigger and more impressive push into Waterdeep proper. So a very hot and steamy summer of 1492 in Faerun. It has been quite a journey. They through not happenstance, but through kind of showing their unusual prowess as a group together, have been gifted a piece of property in Waterdeep. In fact, in the North Ward, which is pretty nice. They had to spend some money to bring it up to decent standards, and had to pay out of the nose to several guilds, but they have a Troll Skull Manor in the North Ward. They have been a part of this investigation, trying to discover what these problems are, but also have been trying to kind of fit their way in to being residents and property owners. In the question of love it or list it, they chose love it, along with former owner and now ghost Leaf, who is now their bartender, and switching between the role of doorman with Black Sky River, which so far has gone okay, but we haven't really grand opened yet.
Look at his armor, then look at my armor. Sorry, I
So
heard that. I thought that was you. I'm sorry. Yes.
so as Troll Skull was being renovated, they were kind of fitting into their new roles in the city. An attack happened in Troll Skull Alley, just outside of their home. It was a fireball. It struck several people, but the person in the midst of this fireball was a gnome. And this gnome was struck with this fireball, and the crew came out and tried to investigate what happened in their alleyway. What they've discovered is that something called, or more than likely, the cause of this fireball was from something called a nimble right, which is a mechanical man through the use of both um, mild magic and some mechanical gear action. um, these things come to life. And more than one person mentioned that after the fireball happened, Mechanical Man jumped down from a second floor, second story, went to the body, picked up an item the size of a potato,
Was it Luca?
and it was Luca, and he lives on the second floor. He lives upstairs from you. Yes, I think you've seen him before.
Yeah, there we go.
You're welcome.
Welcome,
Um,
all you children of the 80s and 90s.
um, and so
Right?
they've gone about investigating what this creature is. That has led them to the House of the Inspired Hand, which is the Temple of Gond in Waterdeep, the god of the gnomes, and also god of invention, where they have inquired about nimble rights. But everything seemed to have led them to Captain Zardoz Zord, who is the head of the Sea Maidens Fair, which is currently stopped in Waterdeep in these very hot and steamy nights. And so they went to speak to Captain Zardoz Zord, and after long, confusing, and somewhat uncomfortable conversations, they discovered that there were four possible people that have bought from him some nimble rights that he won on the island of Lanton, which is the gnomish kind of capital of industry and creation. In fact, they are probably most known and somewhat feared for the creation of smoke powder, which has led to a new and frightening era in Faerun of weapons that are propelled by more than just manpower.
Or
Um,
magic.
Indeed. So um, they're feared oftentimes with these creations that they brought forth. And these nimble rights might fit into that same category. So he let them know the four uh, people or organizations that might hold these nimble rights. And that would be the Grelhund family, or the Temple of Gond, who they've already visited and asked, or a mage from the Guild Tower of mages and protectors of the city, Labdar Than, or Lord Hawkwinter, one of the lords who lives in the Sea Ward near the Northern Heroes Park. So those are the investigations that
That was
they.
Hawkwinter.
Yes, indeed. So when they went, they were about to head home. They also discovered that their home was seemingly under attack by a bunch of rats, caught by Mr. Grey Dawn himself, Mr. Sideways, who noted that, my goodness, that's an awful lot of rats that seem to be attacking our place of business. And so he and Black Sky River chased these creatures out into the streets. Black Sky was able to grab one. It transformed into a were rat. Combat ensued. They incapacitated this creature, brought him inside, and through a combination of interrogation and severed foot, got some information that they were hired by Emmerich Froon, a local businessman and competitor who would love to own Troll Skull. That he had put them on to making it appear as though Troll Skull had a very serious rat problem. In our last episode, which I believe I have recently entitled, I believe we have a rat problem. um, they visited Mr. Emmerich Froon, and literally, because of a character by the name of Ezekiel, put the fear of Jesus in him. Um, but that's where we left off. I'm going to allow now this beautiful crew, especially the one with the plumage. We're going to start there. Our Black Sky River is going to introduce himself and in all his beauty.
Ausdautes Vrasubatlat. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Orcish language, this is a common greeting which means, someday I will kill you. This is usually reserved for friends and family members, as you would not take the time to kill a snaga, slave. But I have come to this city of deep water and found nothing more than a cesspit of humanity. It smells, it sounds, they are unfamiliar, so I follow my leader, Mr. Sideways, and my brother in arms, the one-armed halfling. And together we shall conquer this place and line the walls with the heads of our enemies. With
Within
that,
legal parameters, of course.
I
I
think
do
that's
not even know what you're talking about at this
I think
moment.
that's
So,
on the I think that's on the back of the Dragon Heist thing. Famed explorer Volthep Gethorn as
yes,
lining the walls
the
with the skulls of your enemies. It's right here.
Mm.
that's
It's
right.
he's
The
got
the
it.
the flattened tree bark with the scribbles on it that I cannot make out of. That is fine.
Had I given out experience points, I would have given you some just for going verbatim, right from the module. It's amazing. Good stuff.
Therefore, now I shall turn it over to my comrade, my brother in arms, the one whose brain does devious thoughts of destruction and conquest. That would be this one right here, Mr. Sideways.
You pointed the opposite direction from me on my screen. This one.
Oh, yeah, right over here.
My name is Edward Greydon. Currently, I am traveling under the persona of a Mr. Sideways, a ruffian who has sailed amongst the 7 or 12 seas with an orc pirate ship named the Queen Anne, I believe. I can never remember the name. Anyhow,
Or so it shall forever now be named.
I thought somebody had said that early on. I didn't take notes that day. It was bad.
Yes, it's in the Orcish language. The Queenan actually means a whale's fart. So there you go.
I believe it was the Queen Anne. Anyhow, I learned the ways of the Orcan pirates, and that gave me what they call street cred here in Waterdeep. I have been working for the Harpers as a secret agent for many, many months now. And with that, I'll ask Bumba to tell us what he does.
Yeah, my name is Bomba. I'm a Druid of Waterdeep. I'm part of the Emerald Enclave, and part of that membership into the Emerald Enclave of Waterdeep is to protect the roots that connect the city. And when I say roots, that's what I'm talking about, man. The roots of the city, man. And so, and you know, and what better place than to be with Mister Sideways at Troll Skull Manor, where those roots are strong. And not to mention, this is a good group of guys. So I'm kind of on a pilgrimage, and they seem to not like evildoers. So I can pick it with them. On that, I'll pass it on to Jingo, maybe the Jingo HO baby.
The Jingo ate my baby.
Dingo. Oi, oi. I only eat the furry babies. Um, yeah. So I'm Marcus, and I am playing Jingo, the Athling city town guard, who is obsessed with getting Waterdeep back into order and with Black Sky River, the muscle, and Mr. Sideways, the brain, and Boomba, the berry feeder. He is super, super pumped and about finding magic and shoving the polearm up its squishy little arse and popping its head off like a flower in the mouth. And that's what he'd do.
The polearm of destiny, I believe they call it.
I call it the big, getting stuck by the big wood. And I will pass it on to the unnamed. So much desolation.
Just so much desolation. Yeah, so I don't have. I'm still finishing my character up, including the name. I have. I think I know what it is, but I want to make sure before I kind of finish it all. But I am playing a tiefling warlock. Ooh, very,
Spooky.
very spooky. But he is also, in addition to being a warlock, he is an entertainer, a actor at the local taverns or inns where he practices his craft for all of the customers who love to come and see him perform his magical acts and great theatrical effects, if you will.
Witchy
So,
warlock. She's got the moon in her eyes.
yep. So as soon as I round this guy out, that is where I will be at. I have never played a tiefling before, and I've never played a warlock before. So even though tiefling warlock sounds very stereotypical, it will be brand new for me. So should be interesting.
Well, you're all that matters, anyways.
I am all that matters anyway.
The rest of us are just projections.
And with that, I will pass it back to Alan, who is muted, who I saw was trying to say something, and
Probably for the best I was muted. Something that you will notice whenever we introduce a new character or a character is gone for a week and then returns, a mechanic we've entered into the game is that that character exists when they are in the game. When they are gone, that character has never existed for them. For the
That's how I live my life with every person I know.
Well, that's Marcus. That's where I got the idea. Honestly,
I mean,
he based this
my therapist calls
around
me
you.
My therapist calls me a sociopath for it, but
well,
I think it's just I think it makes sense.
Those are just labels, man. Don't
Marcus,
let them label you.
Marcus, the fun part about this is none of this is happening right now.
That's right. That's just like
you're good.
Their opinion, man.
Yeah.
But that's something that occasionally those of higher perception amongst the group will note that, wow, for some reason, I really don't remember Jingo being there at that point in time, but it rarely happens. But there is some strange cognitive dissonance that goes on.
It's the only saying I could come up with after cognitive as well.
Cognitive dissonance?
Anything
Is
other
that...
than dissonance. Come on, anything.
Nope, it's all I have.
Behavioral therapy.
Cognitive decline.
That's where we're at. And I will have you guys refresh my memory as to where we left poor Emmerich Froon, peeing in his.
Wait, Froon was peeing on himself? What the
Oh, yeah.
hell?
He was disturbed, yes. He
Why?
was, yeah. I don't know, because of your visit.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Froon.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the guy we saved, not
You're
the guy
thinking,
that runs the place.
okay,
No,
come
no,
on,
no.
guys.
My bad.
Yeah.
Huge difference.
Because Jingo was like...
Floon, Faroon. Huge. I don't know why you got confused.
But I was, and so my bad. I'll work on it in the future. Okay,
Please
that makes more sense.
Please contact Chris Perkins or Matt Mercer. He helped with this one. I don't know who did the similar
I'm so
name
sick
things.
and tired hearing the name Matt fucking Mercer.
I know. Come on. We've all got that DM envy. I've got it.
If I run into that Matt Mercer out on the street, you better tell him to watch out.
That's
for him.
Please,
That's
can we
brother.
clip? Please, can we clip?
We're gonna catch him. We're gonna drag him around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Please,
the thing
Because
is,
I'm the storm that's going to come down on him.
I think
Pick
the thing
him up
is,
high and then slam him back down real
right.
hard. Oh,
Please
yeah.
let us
You know what
let
I
us
think of him?
let us clip.
Garbage.
Let us clip that for Matt and send that to him because I'm sure he'd appreciate. The
You better let him know that if he sees me on the street, that Matt Mercer better be turning around and telling him, oh, yeah. Got another thing coming, yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I clipped it.
I clipped it.
Oh,
I clipped
crit.
it. Now we are all going to have a restraining order. You're welcome.
That is so true.
Real hard. Oh,
Although the one thing that made me kind of feel slightly better about our mature rating that we kind of give our deal, I was like, yeah, everybody's following this, this critical role, and we're doing okay. But maybe it's our mature rating that and then watching the cartoon for Vox Machina, and that the fact that within 5 minutes it starts with a halfling coming out between the legs of a lovely prostitute in the tavern in which they were in. I said, "Oh, well, that's not something we've tackled yet, so I think we're okay." Seeing as though, that's where
Speak
they
for
went.
yourself, man.
Yeah, we're mature, but
We've
we
all
are fun for the
tackled
whole
it before.
family.
You've done like in game.
Oh no.
That's no. I was talking about in real life. I was hoping that you've done that.
Tackle
That's
the
my
prostitute
own-
or two in my
That's
day.
my own thing, really. So how do we leave poor Emmerich Froon?
Well, let's see here. Yeah, like, what did he gave us? He gave up the ghost, didn't he?
He gave up the ghost. He said, "Yes, it was me.
Yep.
I hired a bunch of were-rats to make you look bad."
Yeah. What did we decide we were gonna be doing about that, though? I honestly don't remember. Does anybody remember?
What's funny is usually it's so long between a Waterdeep episode.
But
This was
this is-
literally
but
this was
1
literally
week.
last
Bible?
Monday.
Yeah, I'm like,
Don't make me
I really
go
wanted
back
to
and watch
kill him,
another episode.
and I don't remember.
Hey, I think Jingo was talking about eating his foot.
That's what I think made him go ahead and say, "All right, it was me. All right, I'll be honest with you."
Yeah, I think that
But
that's yeah.
I think
He did right out confess.
Or no, I think he was talking about cutting off other limbs because that was the one that Black Sky cut the foot off already.
yeah, but that was
No,
And
the
no,
other
that
guy.
was that
no,
was
the
the
other one.
were rat.
That was
Yeah,
the were rat
Okay.
himself. Okay.
who had
Okay.
been one of the halflings who had visited early on in the game.
Right.
Okay.
He touched our basement's brick stone, so he lost that which he touched him with.
That's right. Okay, so I believe what had happened was uh, uh, we walked in and Sideways had definitely said, "Hey, like let's not, give up our possibly newfound allies with the were rats and don't mention that they're the ones who told us that this guy had set them onto us."
Mm-hmm.
And then Sideways was like, "Yeah, hey, we heard word that
That's right.
like you're putting people against us." And then Black Sky was like, "And it wasn't any rat men that told us about your
Yeah.
treachery." And we're like, "Aha!"
Damn it.
And
So
then
that yes.
yeah, and then
Now he's sure not to know. Because
right,
you
and then
see, I
and I
told him it
was
wasn't them.
right, and then I said, oh, and then he said he was. Oh, we asked him for 100 gold to cover the damages for the troll skull. And he
That's right.
said, "Well, I don't have 100 gold on me." And so I looked at Mr. Sideways and I said, "I can take his fingers as collateral. For every 10 gold he pays back, he gets
That's
back
right.
one finger."
Right.
And
So that's probably where we left off.
I think that's is
yes,
about where we left off.
So basically, after you say those words, he just kind of like his hand goes back, back, back while doing this. Like I'm not
Reaching for a
looking
weapon, swear to
for a
God.
weapon, and he pulls a box forward and he just grabs a handful of money and he's trying to grab it, and then finally he just grabs the little box, takes it and dumps it over in front of you, and out pours um uh you know uh all sorts of coinage,
Mm-hmm.
mostly silver, but a few gold drop out. Quite a bit of copper hits the bar. Um, Quick estimation. Um,
Carry the
I would
one.
give it for Mister Sideways. His quick estimation. It's running close to 70, 80 gold
Right. And
in
I'll just
value.
kind of
oh
scoop it
no,
all
that's
into a pouch. I think I'll just pull out a pouch real quick as a.
And he's like,
We're gonna
I mean,
pocket
I mean,
this
when you count it, just let me know what I'm short. I'll trust you, and I'll be owing you the rest.
Okay.
and I'll look at Sideways and I'll say, "What am I going to cut off this man to ensure that he repays his
No,
debt?"
look, you don't have to cut a single appendage off.
I look at him. I'll look at Black Sky River and I'll say, he's got a right and proper down payment here. I'm sure that he's going to be able to pay us back our money most effectively with all of his body parts attached. Now, we'll get the money
Yes.
one way or the other,
Yes,
mind you, but he'll get it to us faster if he's got all his bits and parts.
that's true. I'm much faster with all
And
of
I'll lean right in and I'll say, "This isn't the way I would have done it." and then I'll just take my blade and just kind of like take it and just shunk, sheath it back and then back up.
As
Yeah,
you do
man.
that, he goes, noted. And he does it with a valiant attempt to feel equal to you, but you know he's far from it.
Can I
And it really is. He's trying to hold on to as much dignity as possible, but he was not expecting this to happen.
I'm gonna eyeball him, really, really studiously, and I'm trying to discern if I believe that he, is is actually cowed by us, or if there's like, is this the knife in the dark behind us that we need to be constantly aware of?
All right, give me either a perception or insight.
If I get to choose, I will do a. Nope, they're the same. I'll give you an insight because I feel like that's what it should be.
You get a good feeling that you have definitely put fear into him, and a fear that he wasn't expecting.
Mm-hmm.
He is shocked by your visit. Um, you
I'll.
kind of get this. You kind of get the sense that he wasn't prepped from a visit from this crew.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll look.
he basically thought his scheme was going off without a hitch.
Mm-hmm. I'll look at him, kind of giving him the discerning eye for a moment, the uncomfortable pause and silence as I stare at him, and then I'll say, "Right, we'll send someone by every 2 weeks for the next 2 months until you've got the rest of it paid back. Agreed?"
I would say feel free to visit once a week. I will do my utmost to repay, and just let me know what the rest is that I owe you, and I'll get that to you forthwith.
Mr.
I,
Sideways,
yes, Bomba.
come on. What about the trading? The wine, the fine wine exchange.
Oh, that's right. Were we going to leave him some? You're going to
You said
be.
he was going into our little area because we were cutting into their business.
Mhm.
Well, business is booming on our side. We can share in the profits. I mean, you'd have to buy the barrel at a discount. You said you agreed to this, I believe.
Hmm.
Oh, I
Right, you
did.
wanted some of our fine wine so that you could keep up with us depleting your customers.
Right.
And you were going to.
I'm sure. I'm sure I remember that. I'm sure I remember that.
Yeah, we
Um,
just talked about it, mate.
can we begin that after I'm square with all of you?
Absolutely, we'll have it delivered in 1 week's time.
Oh
and
shit!
then,
I
and then we'll
mean,
start walking out.
oh. He says, oh shit. Okay. Good. And
I'm sure
don't
you're good for it.
Where?
don't worry, I am good for it.
Even
And
if you can't make all the payment on the next one, you'll have it to us soon.
right. You, sir, who seems to be the voice of this.
I turn and I look at Black Sky River and I say, well, I think he wants to talk to you.
And he goes, no, I don't mean the large one. Although you have a large voice. I was asking this
Oh,
one here.
me? Whoa,
Yes.
what can I do for you?
No. My 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 hope is that you dealt with your rodent problem effectively, and that none of that might be coming back on my place of business.
Hmm. Can't say. I know that we did enough damage to do the trick. We dumped the body, but I did not wait for the
You
creature
dumped
to
a you dumped a
expire.
body, did you?
So what?
Yes.
Um. Yeah. Look. I don't know how far in you think I am with these individuals. But I haven't fully paid them yet. Up front. So I don't know what's
You've got
coming
a
back on
nasty
me.
little habit of that,
Um,
don't you?
well, I'm ambitious.
I can work with ambitious.
Good.
Sideways. What is ambitious? Is this one of your city words for coward?
No, no, no. Ambitious means he wants to become more important. He wants to make
Ah,
more money, have more women and more power over his other men.
I'm trying to
Ambitious?
learn your city speak, following context clues.
And
This one
if there's
hires
some,
others to do his dirty work for him. Therefore, I think he is coward. Therefore, he says ambitious. I think
I
coward.
thought I thought it was ambitious.
yeah,
Like if you
Bitches. Yes,
yeah,
I know this word.
ambitious. Like
Yes.
they
right,
ambitious.
right.
Yeah.
That's
And we
not,
make them ambitious.
but that sounds completely right, Master Halfling.
I
Um,
I know words.
yes, that is exactly the word I spoke. Um, yes, indeed.
Well,
But if there's any,
as far as I know, the rat creature is dead.
but
He's not dead.
you see,
Apparently, Bomba knows more than I.
you
No,
see
he's
that
alive.
you see that there were several of them. They're kind of they were kind of a package uh, deal that I made. That basically, I guess you could call them mildly a gang, possibly.
Mr.
Did
Siler,
you?
can I talk to you secretly, please? Away from
Sure.
his ears. So it seems. Do you think is he like scared that the rat guys are gonna come and get him? Is that what he
Yes.
thinks? Well, I think we're friends with the rat guy. We could talk, but now we could barter. We could ask for a favor or something. You could, I don't know. We could take advantage of the situation somehow.
We most certainly will. Now, we're gonna allow him to believe that the rat creatures could be coming after him, but we'll know that we can talk to him. It may improve our situation for him to think that his life is in danger. Perhaps we could then assist in ensuring that he's protected. Perhaps we can move in on his operation eventually through indebting him to us until he signs his deed for his business over to us. All of which, yes, are certainly on the table. But yeah, for now, he doesn't need to know we're friends with him.
Uh, I don't know what you've decided, but I am slightly worried that they might be coming for money owed that will interfere with money I can transfer to your purses.
We will ensure that they are not able to breach your perimeter here.
That's something that you can guarantee.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
And I look over at Bamba.
I mean, I'll believe you to the utmost. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I will.
Who's got the foot?
I will
did,
look at Bamba.
did we give it back? I was like, this would be the perfect fucking opportunity to just toss the fucking severed
Didn't somebody
fucking foot
toss the foot into the
in the fire.
fireplace?
Yeah,
That's
and
what
then
I
it got
remember.
burned, and then
That's
they
right.
tried to like tie it back on, and then
burned
Bubba
it.
tried
Oh,
to.
so it did go. It did go with the were rat.
Yeah, I dropped the were rat and their
And his foot.
Nice.
I was like, oh god, this would be such a great. Can you guarantee that they're not gonna shump
All I'm
drop a
gonna
fucking were rat foot?
All
Yeah,
I'm
there's
gonna
your
say
guarantee.
is I'm making note. The foot slightly
Burned.
singed was returned.
And I would have,
to its
applied.
owner.
It's medium rare at best.
Yeah,
No.
your little
So
burn
it's a-
salve on there. Stop.
It's
that.
a good. It's a good thing to remember. I'm
So-
gonna have fun with that. Okay.
I will look at him with my 19 persuasion and I'll say, of course, Bomba he's got the powerful druid magic that can let him know if any animal gets anywhere close to the perimeter. He will ensure that your entire domicile is properly protected.
Yes.
We call it bio
Rat Lord.
secure.
With advantage, Mr. Sideways, please roll a persuasion.
Oh, I just rolled one to begin with, and it's a 19.
Oh, you did. I must have missed it. I'm sorry.
He went in
Oh,
hot,
that's lovely.
knowing it's gonna work.
I just had an idea that since the fact he's peeing himself, then he's
Dagger and
probably
fan.
persuaded. But he does have a moment of that. You do note his shoulders, although still tense, release some. You do note that anybody that's worked for him that were within eyesight are no longer in the building, or at least no longer visible. So, as you guys were in the midst of intimidation, like his peeps just scattered.
Yep.
Like rats.
With the cockroaches with the lights on.
There we go.
Anyway,
That's probably better.
So yeah, and I'll walk over to him and I'll kind of lean down over him. That's good boy. We're gonna make sure our investment's able to pay off, aren't we?
Yes, yes, indeed, and I do apologize. My ambition stepped far out beyond my ability, and
Now, least said, quickest mended. I'll just say this: all the ambition you have can still come to fruition. All you must do is satisfy us, and you will rise along with our proverbial tide.
Mr. Sideways, if you do not have inspiration, please take it.
I did.
As with Black Sky, as with Boomba, and actually just across the board tonight, take inspiration because all of you played your roles to the hilt in this drama that played itself out.
Yay!
Yeah.
Inspiration already.
Right? I love it.
I figured out my guy's name is Morgion.
Morgion.
Ooh.
And in fact, as like
Morgion.
everybody turns to leave, you do note that Morgion gets his horns slightly caught in the stairs
Oh no.
to the second floor, and he has to kind of do a quick
Oh,
adjustment. And you're like,
where did that? What's going on?
and you're like, why
going
does
on
that?
here?
And like you're thinking, why does that always happen with this guy? Like you'd think he's reached a certain age, he should be able to adjust for that.
This is what the rest of us think.
Yeah, but upon occasion, this guy stairs are a problem, and it could be the fact that water deep a lot of times can be cramped spaces, and anybody with anything extending out of their head could have a problem. Black Sky, you kind of get it. You see him do that thing, and you're like, oh shit, I know. Had I not spent a great deal of time in caves and whatnot, I get it.
Yeah, I basically, so like as I'm walking out, I catch out of the side of my eye, Morgion is struggling with his horn, and so without even like taking my eye off of Froon, like I've got him, as I walk by, I just reach over, grab Morgion's horn, dislodge it, and then just keeping my eye, just like I'm watching you.
Generous, aren't I?
And Morgan, you definitely feel something that you felt right from the beginning with this crew is that that they have been there in support for you, and it's something that you have known very little of, and so on a whim, taking an assignment that did not feel or seem like something that would suit you, you have found a group that has accepted you as one of their own. And looking about, you see why. It's a group of ne'er-do-wells and upstarts. You kind of take a gander at the halfling who is still struggling to get his polearm out of the door with one hand that he has. It's
Oh, I Morgion, he's been a part of the freak show in the circus before, so he
so he
feels quite
gets
at
it.
home. Yeah,
And
that's
so, but after looking around, he's like, he definitely has that moment of like, I could be angry, I could be embarrassed. As a performer, um, it's not like me to. It's hard for me to come out of a moment where I am a center of attention, but everyone covered for me. And much like you love the attention and you love the center stage, you also know that a show cannot go off by yourself and that you need those around you for that.
props department.
No matter how you feel about them, as a theater person, I understand that. um that no matter how you feel about someone in the cast, you do rely upon them to make you look good.
Hmm.
So it's definitely something that this small moment, the small slight and catch, um, helped you remember and realize. You are early morning still. Probably a good um, 3 hours till midday. Um, the city itself seems to be like picking up and starting to bustle. You're hearing a great deal of movement outside on the streets. A Troll Skull uh, alley is more busy towards the end of a week. So it is currently nobody's got their wares out in the alley. Um, but it does feel hot, and it feels hotter than the day before. The day before felt hotter than the day before that. So there seems to be an incredible heat wave. Um, Black Sky, this is something that like, you're from a place that's not really this warm, and this place shouldn't be this warm. So you have definitely kind of almost an exhaustion for that kind of throbbing sun that's beating down on you. Um, but that leads you into the alley, and you see the beautiful troll skull, which has been um, fixed up, and it looks ready to open. The only thing you've yet to do is hire anybody outside of yourselves to run the place. So that kind of winds up being part of your discussion to have at this point. Um, you know that Leaf would probably be insulted if you hired a bartender. Um, so, uh, so you definitely know that role is filled. Um,
Can Leaf wear like a robe where he, if he's invisible, but if he had like a hooded robe that would hide his face,
Right.
would
He's,
other people be able to just they would physically see it? But he
right,
have
right,
you
right.
have you
He's like the invisible man, where it's like you
yeah.
throw
right?
a sheet on him or something.
Have you tried to do that?
Well, when we go
No.
back to the house, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna ask him.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Leaf.
Um,
No offense, but come here and wear this sheet with the two eye
And
holes cut out.
just as a reminder, the night before you have come from Captain Zardoz Zord, who did give you the location and the names of those people that he sold nimble rights to. So I'm just
Yes,
giving you
yes.
that
I was gonna
reminder.
say. I was looking. We should just go right down the list. The first one on the list. Where is it? It's on there. I thought I got it on the bike. So there are four names. Daggerin Fan, who I am not familiar with. I don't know the name Daggerin Fan. Maybe one of you guys, maybe one of you who knows more about the city folk could
investigate, hunt down this Daggerin fan. There is the noble family Growlhund. Is a strong name, very powerful. I think that they would probably be good allies. There is a Temple of Gond.
which you
Temples are
which you
for
which
puny
which
men.
which you remember, Black Sky, that you've visited.
Mm.
You remember kind of a tentative and uncomfortable dragonborn who greeted you, and then she
Oh,
ushered you. She ushered you towards a gnome
yes,
who
dark.
spoke. Yeah,
Yes, sir, Dark Block. Yes,
yeah,
and he gave
who
me he.
spoke really fast.
Yes, and he gave
Yes.
me Volgal Galnak Katur, which is my tiny metal squirrel. Which was just I think it was a pocket watch or something, but it like
Mhm,
clicks and it whirs, and so I pick it up
mhm.
and I'll hold it to my ear and I'll pet it. It's my Volgal Galnak Katur, tiny metal squirrel.
Yes.
But that's the Temple of God. And then there's Lord Sajin Hawkwinter. But I think this Daggerin fan is probably the first place to start. I guess I will try to roll a do just to see if I'm familiar with the name Daggerin fan.
Okay.
Um, I don't know.
I'm not even gonna let you roll. It's really, but it's one of those things
Cool.
that you're like. They said a bunch of words with him about what you remember is that magic was tied to his name. But other than that, you're like you have no recollection. Like you got the names because that's important. You're trying to fit in. You're trying to establish a hold, but things move awfully fast.
Mm. Perhaps my small statured brother, Jingo, fierce as the weasel he is. Perhaps
And
he
just as
knows
hungry.
something of this. Something of this
so
this
so Jingo, I
magic.
need you to roll a history with advantage.
With what advantage?
With advantage.
Nice. No, it's good because I'm really good at history. I know a lot.
Yeah!
Mm.
with a
12.
with a rock and a 12, you go, "Oh yeah, that's a mage." And he lives in that big tower by the Hawkman statue. It was, and that's it's one of those.
that one, yeah, that
It's
one be
one
one
of
of the
those.
magic spitters. And
So he needs to die.
and we can burn his fucking tower to the fucking ground.
Oh! I'm gonna
And
high
then
five Jingo.
right,
Mm.
you have that moment. You have that moment, and then go, "Oh wait. Okay, that would be a bad idea. That's a neighborhood that is, um, uh, what I like to think of. Um, if we're talking about city structure, we're talking dock district feels a little bit like some of the shadier places in Brooklyn and the Bronx. Um, your southern district feels like definitely any place where there's going to be
Not a lot of cops.
industry and warehouses. Your trade ward is going to be the place where there's just a lot of people who are selling wares, but kind of in bulk and discount. And then you have the castle ward, which is going to be kind of your midtown, where you're going to try to impress anybody that needs impressing about the city. And this is kind of the area that it takes place in, kind of that castle ward. It's also right in the midst of kind of big, heavy traffic, where a huge amount of like local landmarks are. Where if you're coming to Waterdeep to do theater, or if you're coming for culture, it's the area that you would come to. So the area around the statue, like the big Hawkman statue, is definitely an area of like high commerce and without a lack with a lack for a better word, tourism. Where you're gonna find like more theaters. You're gonna find it congested with people. And definitely something, Jingo, that you know is that this is the guild house for magicians and mages that you're being sent to. So it's basically a place of high magic, and a place where they gather and basically create the policies of magic for Waterdeep.
Okay, so
Burn all the buildings.
definitely gotta find out a way to take this tower down.
I love you. Ladies and gentlemen, do note that the Dungeon Master spent about 6 minutes describing why the tower should probably not fall. Just giving you a heads up.
right.
But now, back to the story.
I'm having deja vu when Chris Lockhart said this isn't the
This
city.
is not the
This
city
is-
you're
wanna-
supposed to
this
burn
is-
down.
This is
the
the one
city
city
that you do not burn
attack.
down. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
never
be
let me play
attacked.
halflings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Never let me play a halfling.
I love
Nope.
you.
Yep, we gotta burn it down. We gotta burn it down.
So yeah, after hearing that, yeah, Black Sky looks at Jingo and says, "Jingo, this area where this user of magic resides is a very populated area. Many buildings, much business, many people.
Oi, oi, oi. Yep,
We
and
will, we will need lots of kindling to burn it to the
lots of
ground.
kindling.
I shall start gathering immediately."
Maybe these.
Right, I'll get the horses and the wagons. We'll go outside the city and collect a bunch of fallen timber.
On this episode of Let's Burn Waterdeep to the Ground.
It'll take a few wagonfuls placed strategically throughout the city, along with that powder that they're making now. It's black, and they mix it with a couple of, I think, saltpeter, perhaps,
Yeah.
is one of the ingredients. But we can get this done if we really
I think it
apply
was
ourselves.
Salt Paul. No? Peter, Paul, one of the others.
Oi, oi, oi.
As long as
I
it's
wonder-
not Mary.
I wonder if we found a dwarf and they knew how to pull out the right stone and then the whole tower falls down. Because I hear dwarfs are good at that.
Right. In my other life, I'm trying to become a sapper.
Are you a dwarf?
No, sir.
Oh, I didn't think so.
I've had a few run-ins with dwarves. They don't tend to like Black Sky River.
Well, then I don't like dwarfs.
Oh, that's really
Well-
sweet.
We'll definitely have to kill all the dwarves now.
Brother.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Now,
I'm good. I'm good for it.
Very similar to the Shakespeare. Let's kill all the lawyers.
Yes.
What
Let's
we
kill all the
need to
dwarves.
do is acquire ourselves a portable hole. You see, it's got the extra storage capacity to stuff a whole village of dwarves into, should we need to hide the evidence, if you know what I mean.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember the show Behind the Music? Tune in tomorrow for my version of Behind the What the Fuck is Going On.
As the party went on
It'll be very entertaining.
dwarven genocide. See, now nobody wanted to play Dark Sun, so we are creating Dark Sun right now.
This
If you ever wondered how Dark Sun came to be,
Everyone, no, no,
This fucking
This is the
group right here.
campaign setting before the campaign
yeah.
setting.
This is this
That's
is all a
why-
misrepresentation, though. It's not. It's not that nobody wanted to play Dark Sun. It's that everybody wants to play Dark Sun. No one wants to run Dark Sun.
That's why I'm playing
That
a
is
a
100%
tiefling
true.
warlock who serves Satan.
Satan, I've heard of this deity.
Shaitan.
That's
Oh,
great.
You've heard of Satan.
Oh, yes.
He's a good guy. He doesn't he gives me a lot of stuff and he hardly asks anything of me.
Have you
Yeah,
heard of
trust-
cheese?
I got nothing but nice things to say about the guy.
He trusts people to live on their own moral codes, and he doesn't give you all of these rules.
He's all about
and
making
you
people
shall
happy, man.
this, you shan't that. It's like, yeah, you
Right.
do you.
He accepts you as you are.
Now, Morgion, I'm very excited for you to meet Ezekiel.
Oh my
I think this is
God.
going to go very well.
Oh, it's
Oh,
gonna be great.
This is gonna be a oh gosh. I
They're
can't
going to be
remember
the best of
character.
friends. I
This is-
guarantee.
I
it.
don't
Yeah,
know.
a
I don't know.
Service
I don't
John
know.
versus Lockhart.
I don't know if the Satanic Bible has an easy access
Lines.
versus thing
Mhm.
like
Oh,
Service
Like
is
regular
able to
Bible
pull
is,
out.
yeah.
But I would
I
look.
swear to Christ and Satan that I'm making popcorn the night that those two are on together.
right.
Yeah, we'll be like, hold on, we can't go live yet. Everyone grab your snacks and beverages.
Yes. And Black Sky's just gonna be like, I claim dibs on the skull of
Oh,
the
it's gonna
heathen.
be brutal.
Maybe
It's
put
gonna be
maybe
brutal.
put
Whoever
Nas-
loses is proclaimed the heathen.
put some Metallica on in the background, crank it up to 11.
So
I will put my
Boomba.
best instigating pants on.
So Boomba, Morgion, and I'm going to say Mr. Sideways, although I don't know if you were kidding about your interaction there. You do hear Black Sky and Jingo talking about the approach that you need to take for this master of the wizard tower.
Right, we're not gonna go in and burn the place down at first.
Oh, you're playing the long game.
Well, we need answers to questions first, namely these nimble rights, before we burn. Perhaps the two of you. Well, no, I think I'd rather have Black Sky with us. But perhaps Jingo, you can go start placing these bundles of burnable materials whilst we have our meeting with the mage that has acquired recently these nimble rights.
I can do it. Mm-hmm.
And then you can be ready. You can be ready to burn the place down whenever it is necessary, or perhaps right away. I care not. Let us get our questions answered first.
Okay.
I shall do this.
Well, actually, Black Sky, I was hoping you would come with us.
I shall do this.
All right. Excellent.
I am going to make a roll, and I will tell you what it's for later. Oh fuck! I'm gonna use inspiration.
I was
on
gonna
that
say,
fucker.
do you have some inspiration?
That might be a great choice.
I'm using it. Okay, so what I'm doing is I rolled intelligence and investigation
Yes.
Sorry.
to find out the best way to burn down a tower, because in Jingo's mind, towers are normally made of stone,
Yes.
and stone doesn't burn real good.
Right.
So he's thinking, okay, so maybe I should get a couple, like a drill, like a drill, and drill holes into the tower, and then like
Mhm.
stuff wood into
Yep.
those holes.
On your first roll, that sounded like a great idea. Your secondary roll, as you start to think about it, you kind of remember, you kind of have this mild and easy flashback.
There's flammable things in wizard areas.
That's true. Your brain kind of pulls back as you remember one of the days of like kind of initiation into the guard. And you were in kind of an elite section, um, because that although maybe your scores weren't as high as others around you, people did note your dedication to Waterdeep, and they wanted to. Well, I don't know if you realized this or not, but for Marcus, they wanted a halfling representation in a place where there probably wasn't a great deal of halfling representation.
Mm-hmm.
So you were definitely brought in, and part of your orientation, part of your training, talked about this area of the city, and the fact that due to the importance of this area, in these same spots are like kind of the major temple that is a conduit to elven gods. The same area in which, either both highly placed individuals who want to be close to the goings on that happens, or those people striving to be a part of what happens here, and don't have the money, strive to live in. So it's definitely a place that is highly guarded, and that is something that several of these buildings, especially a mage tower, would be probably warded against.
Against
Things like drilling and
fire,
explosives and fire.
explosives.
Like the way you look at it, like you remember looking up at that tower,
Mm-hmm.
and you remember just kind of like knowing that that area would be highly warded against basically what would be considered a terrorist attack in the city.
Okay.
Right, so it's something that they would be ready for, and especially
Well,
because
I'm not planning on attacking the terraces.
Right, no. I know the terraces is not what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking for something more solid, that's going to do more damage, not necessarily terraces, which could just blow the plants and things off the
Foundation.
terrace. You're looking for foundation, and that the foundation would probably be pretty well protected as well, not just the terraces. Because who wants to deal with a terrace attack?
Okay, so with my 20, what's the best way to destroy the tower?
You need some help from people that you don't see around you. You need to enlist high level city officials. You need to bribe several guards and probably magistrates. And it's probably winds up being a great deal of money more than you have, and that probably you can fund in a short period of time.
Okay.
I mean, we are getting in the contracts now. We've got the competition buying our brew and paying us protection fees, but still we haven't built up the war chest, so to speak, just yet.
Okay, I got a plan. Okay. Jingo stands for idiotic tenacity in halfling, right?
Did not know that.
Well,
don't speak halfling, but good to know.
It was my assumption that's what that meant.
Okay.
I'm glad.
I see what you're saying.
I'm glad to have been proven right. Okay.
Yes. So in that case, I need to get a sling.
Ladies and gentlemen, please note how hard I work, and yet I love all of them.
Well, look how hard I worked. I already added Morgion to our T-shirt with righteous tightness.
Oh no, I gotta move that stuff. Let's see.
Jesus is coming. motherfuckers.
I am so pleased with that. If it does not become a T-shirt, I will be fucking furious. I will throw some Johnny Depp type of fucking fit.
Why can't I?
I will smash cabinets and glasses.
I like the fact that Jesus is coming with the devil right behind him, and he still doesn't look happy.
Yeah, but look at the devil. The devil is
Oh, yeah.
super pumped. He's like,
Yeah.
we got this. We got this,
tell you-
bro.
Can I tell you this?
That
page,
reminds me of a Sesame
this-
Street meme. I'll send it to you.
Nice.
There will be no other page ever up on this screen for
Than
you
this
guys.
one right here.
There might be maps, and you're like, "Where am I?" And I'm like, "It doesn't. You're somewhere around the cross or the horns.
You're
Left horn,
shut the
right
fuck
horn."
Up. Nobody cares. Just look at the goddamn picture. Love it.
So you guys, after I don't know, 20 minutes of discussion between one building and the other, that usually would take a less than 3-minute walk, have kind of come up with this feeling that this is the first person you should visit. Does anybody else kind of feel differently or express differently?
Wait, okay, so we're on our way to this tower.
Right, currently you were literally on the way back to Troll Skull.
Okay.
In the same alleyway.
That's right. Okay,
Where
that's
all
right.
of this
Okay.
happened.
Yes, we're going back to Troll Skull.
Right, so nobody has
then-
officially said that that's the first person she should be visiting.
Yeah.
That is the person Black Sky and Jingo have decided.
Yes, Daggerin.
Yeah. Right. Well, gentlemen, I think we should
Bam.
check in on Troll Skull to make sure everything's as it should be. And then if we think we should go see this mage at the magery, we can do so. Jingo
think
can
that-
go about his business of burning it to the ground.
This sounds right.
You will too.
But sideways. I
So you're-
trust your tactical generalship. But why did we leave that one alive? Perhaps he might try more backstabbing. Well, we are otherwise engaged with another enemy.
Well, I left him alive for 2 reasons. One, because he was legitimately terrified. And that does some good for us and our reputation. You see, he'll tell people secretly, yeah, they were mean to me, they beat me up, they were gonna cut pieces of me, and they were gonna do it too. Right? And then everyone that hears that story is gonna be afraid of us like he is. The second reason is because he earns money, albeit he's earning less money lately since we've opened up shop right down the street, making better product and what have you. But he's still earning, and now we're going to get a slice of his pie. And perhaps one day he can't pay us what he owes us, and we'll take his property. And that's why we don't want to just kill him yet. He's got more to
Rather
offer
than
us.
his money, I would much prefer his skull adorning the walls of our fortress.
Tell you what, once we get things sorted out the rest of the way, we'll flip for it. Let chance decide.
All right. Let me stretch first, though. It has been at least a fortnight since I have done a decent flip.
No, we'll take one of these coins here and we'll flip it. And you'll call it, is it heads or is it tails?
It's a coin! Ha ha! I win already!
And if no, you see, what I do is I will flip it in the air like so, and then I'll catch it like so. Now, neither one of us have seen the coin. You'll say heads or tails, and then I'll put the coin on the back of me other hand like so. And if it's heads that's face up, and that's what you said, then you get to decide and smash his skull and use it on our wall. Now, if it's tails, however, okay, never mind. Tell you,
Ah!
tell you what, in a month's time, you can take his head.
Yes. Yes, General. I agree. You have much wisdom in matters of battle.
Right, right.
I will say, Mr. Sideways, you did with this exchange note that there is something unexpected in this, that you feel like you may have some more sway over Black Sky than you probably ever expected. You knew that he kind of was looking at you as the voice, but now might be looking at you as the brain.
Right, don't know if I've earned that one quite yet, but
But you know that it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
right. Well,
So you know that either you're gonna earn it or
yeah. Or
may
he'll
some
or he'll
or
kill me
someday
someday.
or may someday be in trouble for it. Right. You know that has happened.
If I ever let him down, he'll probably kill me to preserve my honor.
Right. Right.
True.
So, Morgian, when you kind of return and kind of kind of walk into Troll Skull Manor, it is a strange thing. You're having a difficult time now that you're trying to establish yourself in the city proper. You had very specific ideas of how that was going to go. You had a very specific path, and all of a sudden, this looks nothing like it. After you were there as part of an intimidation force to say, "Hey, don't mess with us. Um, King Kong ain't got nothing on us." Um, you have that moment of like, I am now part of an us. You look around at the inn, and it's definitely one of those things that you are having to do almost minute by minute adjustment on.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Morgian's he's good. He's used to bouncing around. He's used to the show must go on.
Okay. So you have that feeling initially, but you also like you just said have that okay, it doesn't matter necessarily my initial reaction. I have to be present, I have to be here, I have to go.
Yeah, sort of
Yeah,
like
okay.
this isn't what I planned for, but it's working out all right so far.
Okay. So when you guys get home, everybody kind of does a disassemble to kind of their areas. Who kind of pulls everything all together to lay out the plan?
Oh, disassemble.
Yeah, I know. I was just typing it. Johnny Five disassemble.
Oh, disassemble.
Avengers, disassemble!
Maddie.
Hey,
Oh, disassemble. Oh shit! Here we go. Shit's about to get weird.
Mhm.
what's up, y'all?
Oh, Havilorn, welcome aboard.
Welcome our half elf.
Suddenly, this monk flies in from nowhere, like he's behind a cloud. We didn't.
He's
see
like,
him.
"What's up, bitches? I haven't had water for like 6 days."
I ain't saying that didn't happen.
But he didn't die, which is awesome.
I didn't die.
He may still be hallucinating. We're not sure.
I don't
Or,
want to throw.
or,
Neither is
or
he.
we might be.
It
I
was.
was gonna say I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but after you left, before you went on your vision quest, Jay was like, he goes, I'm seriously thinking of buying a plane ticket to go out and like hide in the bushes wherever Matt is. Start whispering to him after like day 3.
Let's just say, I would. Who knows, man? I mean, after a few days, you get a little
God.
fucking loopy.
So Havalorn, heads up.
But I think he should get experience
Oh yes,
or
monk in game,
inspiration
monk
for
in
Yeah.
life.
yeah
Yes.
taking the whole monk thing to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Method
Oh,
role
yeah, for
playing
sure.
that shit.
Completely agree. And Jingo, by
You
the
know
way,
what?
this is the first time I've noticed the wig.
Fucking
It's
have
pleasant.
And I have no idea.
It's the biggest bush. I got
I
the
have-
biggest bush.
I have no idea what to say.
Bushy food.
Havalorn, things that have happened. We've come back from Zarda's Zord's ship. You guys had names of who to speak to. You guys returned to Trollskull Manor. There were several rats hanging about the locale. They were chased, and Black Sky caught one before it disappeared into another alley. It transformed into a were-rat, and combat ensued. It was incapacitated, and through interrogation and the severing of a foot, the information was gathered that Emmerich Froon, the businessman who wanted Trollskull Manor, had hired a gang of were-rats to infest Trollskull Manor. The following day, which was last Monday, everybody visited Emmerich Froon and said, hi, we know exactly what you did. And we could remove various appendages from you too. And he decided to cooperate and pay back any damages, which has just occurred. And now everybody is coming back into Trollskull, trying to decide who it is that will be the first investigation of the Nimble rights that were sold by Zordaz Zord. That is the best I can do on recap. I hope I did okay.
I think you did fine.
Thanks.
Did excellently.
Excellently.
So, when
I
you
mean,
guys,
there's room for improvement, but it was still pretty good.
do you guys, does anybody gather everyone together, or does anybody act independently?
I will pull out the sword of all swords and ask it to give me sight beyond sight.
The sword of omens, not the sword of all swords.
Whatever. I think it's
Whatever.
the sword of all swords.
It's my sword. I can
I'll
call
call
it
it
whatever the
whatever
fuck I want.
Yeah. I call mine Frankie. Fuck you.
What up, Frankie?
Sword beyond sword beyond swords. Give me eyesight beyond eyesight. Lightning cats. Lightning cats. Lightning cats. Hello.
Go.
Go.
So, Mr. Sideways, are you trying to gather folks
I mean,
together?
yeah. I mean, were you still walking down the street towards Troll?
No,
Troll,
you guys
Tarrag.
have
Have you
have
seen
all just
Pantheron?
walked. You guys have just all walked into Trollskull.
All right. What's the ghost's name again?
Leaf.
Leaf. You've got the bar under control, but we're going to be hiring some additional help around here. Just so that you know, there will be some new faces. And then I'll look at everybody else and I'll say, we need to find some people to, earn us some money while we're not here. As a friend of mine once said, if you don't learn to earn money while you sleep, you're going to work until the day you die. So we're
Organ
gonna.
says, I need about 10 minutes, and then I'm all yours.
Come again, lass.
I need about 10 minutes to prepare something, so to speak, and then we can do your thing.
Very well. I was just going to say we need to get to this list of people who've purchased nimble rights, and we need to do it fairly quickly before it gets too difficult to find out who it is that's been using them. So, is there anyone else that has anything else to say? Because now's the fucking time!
Come on, I don't think we should burn down the tower. I don't think that should be the primary objective. Also,
No, that's
I
not
do
the
attest
primary
to that.
objective.
I do attest to that.
That's Jingo's side mission. And I'll walk over to Bumbo and I'll lean in close and I'll say, listen, mate, there's more than likely nothing that he's going to be able to do to this tower. But, you know.
And Boomba, like, although there's concern about it because of the seriousness of what they said, like, you've seen it. You know of its existence. You know that it's tied to at least a sliver of the energy that's here. So you know that it's probably completely safe from your companions, and that it would take definitely more than two very determined individuals.
Well, Jingo, you know the law, man. The law be heavy down there, Jingo. They'll catch you.
That's very true.
The law get you, man.
Oi, oi,
Get
oi.
you,
Yep,
lock
nope.
you up.
Not doing nothing that no one will be knowing nothing about.
Famous last words, mate. You just be real careful.
Marcus, I'm so close to like finding a way to turn off your camera for myself because I've never
doing something for you.
I've never before been afraid of hair.
Oh.
It's coming to get
I've
ya.
had some I've had
ya.
some crazy haircuts. Like I can show you some crazy shit. Some crazy shit that might like drive you to in some
You know what?
levels
You
of
can
insanity.
Peel your wig back?
You can call me the Slater.
I can call you Dark Storm Cloud.
Oh, yeah.
Which is only the first thing that came to my head. I love you.
I mean,
Okay.
really, I when I put this on and looked at it, you can't see it because it's, like you can't really see it well, but it's basically like
It's
an
glorious.
Italian porno from the 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Italian Spider-Man. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Which is why I'm not surprised, but I am disturbed. So it's just there's surprise and disturbed. Two
Okay,
different
so
things.
I appreciate the inspiration.
I love you. All right, so
Or maybe it's like Matt's hair when he had a perm in the 80s.
Oh my God, that'd be so glorious. This
That
actually
happened.
looks somewhat similar to my hair back in like 1992, 93.
yeah, I've got
It
an
looks,
image.
I'll tell you what, Mark's looks exactly like mine did in 1991, 92, and graduating from high school.
Nice,
Little kid and play.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
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 So,
Mine was
so,
a little Metallica, a little Megadeth.
so Marcus, do me a favor. Do like a really cheesy grin. Okay. Now think of that standing next to Bob McGrath from Sesame Street, with me wearing a shirt that says Vocal Motive, all in silvery glitter. That
was
I think
Alan's gay days.
That is from our Vocal Motive time with Bob McGrath from Sesame Street, and I have a picture that proves that I had at least 5 perms in high school.
Alan, you didn't look at my Sesame Street meme that I put up when we were talking about Jesus with Satan behind him and how that's gonna go because he's coming.
As the roofies begin to kick in, Bert nibbles on Ernie's ear, and the Count removes his pants. Today is not Ernie's day.
Uh-huh.
Or is it?
Or is it?
That's what this meme is missing.
Right.
Is the Orison.
Don't threaten me with a good time. All right, let's go find this fucking Phelan Rand. What the fuck is this guy's name?
Yes, Duck.
Daggerin
Yes.
Fan.
It is.
No, it isn't.
Find this motherfucker.
Oh.
All right, so we go, marching down the
It's
street.
why we love you, Duck. All right.
We go marching down the street like it's
here's what I'd like to here's what I'd like to see, because there seem to be several different directions this crew could go in. What is done to corral this energy after coming off of Emmerich Froon's intimidation? Or is nothing done? And then tell me what happens.
Dinner's ready, y'all. Come eat. I made some vegetable stew. It's nice and hearty.
Weren't we already back at the Troll Skull Manor?
You guys are at Troll Skull, yes.
Then we left, then we came back.
Oh, you left and now we're come back again.
I don't remember leaving and coming back again.
I didn't know we left and then came back. But
we went to go beat the fuck out of Froon.
Yeah.
And then now we're
in the
back.
morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I wasn't around for that one.
No, yeah, exactly.
The beating of Faroon. I was not there for the beating of Faroon.
Froon was intimidated to the point of willing to pay restitution.
Nice.
Yeah, you're still being served up some hearty breakfast potatoes from Leaf, as we all come strolling back in, knuckles bloodied.
So, and Havilorn, you know the names of those people that should be visited. One of them being the most discussed topic currently, who is Labdar Than, who is a mage of the Mage Guild Tower.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. Are you guys in the middle of something, or is this? I don't want to intrude into an awkward silence.
No, the awkward silence is your dungeon master waiting to hear what happens next.
Okay. Sorry, I was looking at something else.
I sent you a whisper.
Oh, you did. My apologies.
I don't know how much free time we
Yeah,
have.
I was gonna. Yeah, as I'm slapping down a big bowl of Bomba's incredibly delicious beef stew.
Vegetable stew, not beef stew.
Sorry.
By the way, another thing that should be a T-shirt from this evening's, joy, is lean into the awkwardness, embrace it, wallow in it. Duck, I give you inspiration.
You know what we need to do is we need to, because I come in and out half the time because I'm not always able to make it, just have Duck come in and play half my characters.
Oh my God, Duck! Totally. If you want to step into Havilorn when he's not here, feel free. Because
it's like you get a free opportunity to fuck with me. That's
and who doesn't want that? It's like, oh yeah, Matt, let me catch you up. You're literally hanging by your fingernails.
Yeah.
From. Oh my God, that would be so awesome. Duck, honestly, Duck, if you ever want to jump in as Duck, feel free, because you've more than earned the right to throw yourself into the running of at least my nights. I will absolutely create. Yeah. You are completely invited, Duck, to anything that I do. You're one of my favorite people.
Does that include bath time?
No,
you said
that-
anything. I'm just wanting to quantify.
I'm focusing in on things that will only mildly disturb her. Not things that may
How many liters of
institutionalize her. I don't want to institutionalize her. She's too important to us. And oh dear lord, there we've lost all semblance of sanity. Morgian, I'm going to give you I want you to send me a private message telling me what you would lay out as an incentive for an arrival.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And things that you would promise.
Oh, do I need to do that?
That's what I would like you to do.
All right.
You don't need to do it, but if you want what you asked for, yeah, you have to.
All right, I will do that.
Due to that awkward silence, that everybody's kind of hung out for at least half an hour currently, since everybody's come back, and nobody has really kind of congealed into an idea of where everybody's going next.
Well, you know what I'm doing.
I thought we were going to wait 10 minutes and then we were going to go blow
Dagger
up a
and
wizard tower.
Yeah. Dagger and fan.
So the 10 minutes, the 10 minutes stretches into an hour.
It does take a while because Boomba, can you give me a what you're doing in this time frame?
Just hanging out, feeding friends, bullshitting.
Okay. Drinking. You kind of come back, you kind of check in through your room, and then you do kind of a walkthrough of the garden. When you do a walkthrough of the garden, you do note that there is a pair of what seem to be leather bracers.
Okay.
That are by kind of the trash area. And a closer kind of look at them is that they seem to be finely tooled leather. And it's something that you kind of notice right away, although appeared to be chewed, kind of ratty. You do note that there is or had at least at one time been a really defined finery and tooling in the leather.
I'll grab them and then whatever. Go get back to the group and just put them on the table. Anyone leave these in the garden?
When you pick them up, Boomba, you have a feeling and a sense that these, I'm not going to say were meant for you.
The thing is I don't use leather products, mate. It treats animals unkindly. So I won't.
I love it.
But there is a feeling that comes from them that I will say that you get initially and immediately is that this was given, not taken.
I mean, how does an animal say here?
This was given. This was given, not taken.
I have to ponder on this.
Okay, I'm gonna say that. And then when you look at it, these nod marks.
Oh, your audio's gone. Your audio's gone.
Dum dum dum.
Say what?
Say
Are you
again.
talking to me? Are you talking to Black Sky?
No,
No,
DM.
Yes.
Go ahead. Your audio cut out, dude, as you were speaking.
Yes, I know. I like something weird happened. Some of the chew marks are fresh and still wet, and they are left near your garden and near an area that you call yours.
Wait. So the chew marks are wet
Yes, and
on
fresh.
the leather.
Oh, so can I do a survival roll to in this, because survival, let's see here, like hunt wild game, follow tracks, things like that.
Roll it. Yeah,
I
survival.
want to see if I can identify what chewed on this motherfucker. An 8.
Do you roll again and then see what you'd have for it?
Well, actually, I have inspiration. I'll turn my
No, I'll give you advantage on this one.
Okay, so just roll again.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can assist. I believe I am skilled in
I got the same exact roll.
survival.
8.
um,
But either way, I'm gonna go down and put them on the table and say,
Gerp!
anybody's.
Just kidding. I wasn't helping at all. Never mind.
Okay. So basically what you're able to do looking at it, you're like, this is not my thing, but you do get a sense from it that there was a sacrifice for the strength of what these are.
So the animal from which this was made gave consent. This animal, it spoke and it said,
From as unusual as it sounds, it is something you feel.
this is quite the sacrifice if this is this case. Interesting. I have to ponder on this.
But you get that sense, and you kind of toss them onto the table, and is like, "Hey, did anybody lose these?" From those of you who kind of look to see if this is something you lost, it is something that you would probably throw away. You kind of look at it and you're like, okay, that's been chewed on. That looks really old. It looks like, God, if I ever had to wear these, I'd probably tuck them under a shirt sleeve. Nobody seems to be claiming them at this juncture, unless others seem to feel different.
All right, I'll just scoop back up and toss them in my robe pocket, inner robe pocket. Are they? Yeah, I won't put them on quite yet.
Okay. So you kind of like have like seen, like nobody really paid attention even to your.
Oh, actually, hey, Black Sky, do you know? Can you tell what has been gnawing on these? If you take a close look at it, can you tell? I know you're from the wild. You might know quite a few different animals, right?
If you've got a survival roll for me, Black Sky.
Muted.
I can do that. There it is.
You're like, this is easy. Probably mid-size to larger size rodent.
This is a mid-size to larger size.
I'll just make a mental note next time I see the rats, or if I ever see a rat anytime throughout our journey, just let me know. I'd like to talk to that rat to send a message to the Rat King themselves and just be like, hey, I saw this. Can we meet? I'd like to discuss this further, or something like that. I don't know. Or send a message back to me. Just FYI, passively I'm doing this.
Okay. Morgion.
Mm-hmm.
The process that you take, you kind of had excused yourself, and you kind of hear people having kind of like vague conversations of where to go next. but this is something that you've always felt like you needed to do, and for some reason, during this kind of crazy time, you feel that this, like, there's something that may be kind of gnawing at the back of your skull.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's something nearby, and that's what gave you the urge to do this. Um,
Now
um,
was the right time.
I want you to roll an Arcana, but I want you to roll it with advantage.
All right, this isn't going to be pretty even with advantage. Or maybe.
Okay.
12. Not bad.
Natural 12.
Chris the Natural Grings.
Good thing I didn't have to roll a strength roll. Strength ended up being my dump stat this time. Not used to having strength as a dump stat.
Oh, I'm all too familiar with strength as a dump stat.
Most of my characters have strength as a dump stat.
Landoravan, yes.
You don't really
Dingo's
think
probably the first.
you don't think much of it until you start realizing like you can't carry any more stuff because you're going to be encumbered.
So, Mr. Sideways, you do hear the name mentioned that they're talking about visiting Labdar Fan first.
That's the
You know,
mage,
like,
right, in the tower?
yeah, and you've been back and forth. You know that guilds hold huge sway in the city, and this seems to be, at least, was mentioned to be an important person in the Mage Guild.
Okay.
And roll history for me, please.
Un momento, por favor. And the history. No, that's not one of my stronger ones.
Okay. You feel like you should know, like, they should know more about the name, but it's not coming to you.
Okay. But this guy, I think, works for the, or is part of the Mage Guild.
Yes, you definitely know that much.
Okay. And this building is the Mage Guild building, or one of them.
It is the guild center for mages and mage protectors.
Okay. All right. Well. All right.
Looks at Jingo. High fives. Burn it to the ground.
Oi.
It's the national the state center for mages licensing and
Basically, yes.
take a number.
Got to pass the mage exam and get your mage license.
That's right.
To practice magic within the city limits.
There's a $6 gold piece fee for the paperwork, and then there's a 15 gold piece fee for that to be taken. Yeah, processing.
And don't forget a usury tax.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. Well, all right, lads. Now, listen. I normally am a very, very big fan of using intimidation as a method of extracting the information that we seek. However, this is an official, I won't say government organization, but I will say that they have a lot of power. They, and I'll look right at Black Sky River, they are like an entire warband within the tribe. They carry significant authority.
Man, they wanted the chiefs, man. The chiefs said the chiefs.
So we're going to go speak with someone who is one of their greatest warriors, and we must at least be careful about threatening them.
I see what you say.
Now, I'll look again at you and I'll say, now we may need to kill them. That's just how it is. But we don't want to fight them if we don't have to.
No.
They will kill most of us.
Most.
Not
yes.
necessarily all.
Oh my god.
I be seeing your plan.
I am terrified.
Reaches over and pats Jingo on the shoulder. Most, yes. Not all.
I be getting. Uh-huh.
Right, well, that's a way then.
Right. Alright, fucking A. Alright, yeah.
As you look around, there's only one person who has not been around for kind of your assessment of the situation, Mr. Sideways. Morgion is not.
Morgion, where's
currently
Avalon
in
too?
the room?
You smell incense and you hear some strange, not chanting.
Franciscan monks chanting? Oh.
Not really chanting, not really talking. Not really sure what it is. Some noises.
Tibetan throat singing.
Yeah, sure. Very similar to that.
The throat chanting like
Yodel-
in the Dune.
Yodeling.
Right.
Are you using a didgeridoo? You need to use two hands though. Make them lips hum.
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
The Harkonnen throat chanting.
Yeah, no, those were the Imperial.
Oh
soldiers.
yeah, who are they called?
I can't remember. They were the Imperial Legions. No, not Shadarkai.
Should have been though.
I still haven't seen the first half of the new Dune movie.
I still haven't seen any of the new Dune movie.
Oh,
but,
you guys gotta watch them. They're good.
Oh, sorry. Hold on.
No, you're not missing.
No,
much.
yeah. Maddie, keeping it real. That thing fucking sucked. Wasn't enough fucking.
Listen, it's a typical Dune remake, you know. It's another Dune remake that missed the mark.
I will say that I mean that book it is kind of one of those novels that it's great and you read it and you're like, oh man, this would make a great fucking movie, and then you try to make the movie and you're like, this book cannot be made into a movie.
The Sodakar.
There you go.
Shadowkai.
Not Shadowkai, the
Sodakar. Yeah.
I was close.
It's like,
yeah, you were really close.
Like the book doesn't have a lot of dialogue. You know, it's a lot of
all description.
Yeah, it's all
background.
people thinking about things and people looking at stuff and like describing what things look like, describing things do. It's not people talking to each other, and so you can't have a movie of just, you know, Kyle MacLachlan just staring out at the sand for 4 hours.
and more like an 8-hour movie.
I would watch that movie and buy the T-shirt, but I want a T-shirt of Kyle MacLachlan staring out into the sand for hours.
I'll tell you what, after sitting in the forest for 5 days with no food or water, I would probably watch that movie too. I have a new appreciation for just
for everything.
I told him, I said, you know what? There were times where I laid like this, and then sometimes I would even do this. And I would switch back to this.
You're like, oh wow, that's transcendent.
I will say I'm completely envious.
You really became one with the everything, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I read that book, and the first thing I thought when I finished it was I have to read that again just to kind of understand.
You got to read that book like 4 times just to understand.
Yeah, the comprehension of it is just not easy.
It was way beyond my 13-year-old brain at the time. I was like, huh, what did I just read? I'd rather go back and read Exodus again.
Right.
Because that made about the same amount of sense.
Oh yeah, I read that book.
I'll tell you about the
macho. Oh yeah.
I'll tell you the story of the Vision Quest after we go offline.
Wait, but this could give us tens of followers. Tens.
There are tens of us. Tens of us.
Tens.
There are tens
10 of
and
you.
tens of us.
I'm gonna have to call it soon. I'm gonna have to take the Joe roll.
That was
okay,
like
Jingo's gonna go off and try to burn the tower down or figure out how to. Anyways.
Yep. Black Sky River knows what Jingo's all about.
Yes. Now I saw Jean Lajoie. He was best known as Taco from the League. I saw him do stand-up comedy, and this was when he had just started as Taco from the League. And I knew him from all of his stupid-ass videos like, oh my God, Everyday Normal Motherfucker and shit like that. So I saw him in Houston like 10 years ago. And he starts off his show with he goes, yeah, so my agent was telling me I have to go on tour. And I was like, why do I need to go on tour? Don't you understand that my internet videos right now are making hundreds of dollars a month? Hundreds. I just love that. I was like, fucking A. Hundreds. Like, fucking Jean Lajoie. That dude's awesome. All right.
So what are we doing, by the way? Are we still in the lodge?
So just heads up, Mr. Sideways, you go to Morgian's room. I'm gonna have you roll just a quick perception.
All right.
Morgian.
Actually, wait. Mr. Sideways does knock. So Morgian.
Morgian,
sorry.
That's one of the gods in Dragonlance.
Oh, nice.
Oh, bringing it way back, Greg.
Well, we're not in Dragonlance, are we? Here, you're just a tiefling.
That's another 11-year-old reading.
I've always loved that name, Morgian, and I was like, I gotta find like a devilish character to play it.
She was the
we have the campaigns to play them in. Trust me.
Interesting concept too, as far as a god, because that is very similar to Warhammer 40k, the god of pestilence and plague and Nurgle.
Wow.
Nurgle.
You know what? That makes me
Papa
think.
Nurgle.
Hey, when I kill the Tabaxi, eventually, maybe I could play a fallen god in another day.
There we go.
That could be fun. There we
go.
go.
If you no power,
right? Well, what are the dead three?
All I know is if I ever play a Tabaxi, I'm gonna name him Felix.
Felix the cat.
That's old school cat.
Wait, what was the cat's
OG
name?
cat. That's
what
cats
was the
before
other
cats were a
cat's
thing.
name? It wasn't Felix. No. In the Oh fuck!
I
there was
like I
I
like
was like,
porno.
Tom?
There's like a
Tom
cat
Sawyer?
porno.
the right said Fred one.
Alan knows what I'm
Pussy
talking
or
about.
pussycat.
For which?
There was a porno with
Matt
a
said
cat.
cat porno, and he said Alan knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yes, yes,
He knows. It's there in my.
yes.
I
That
can't-
for me that was the Cats movie with Judi Dench.
Oh no, that's another one.
Mm. Mr. Mistopheles.
Memories all alone in the moonlight.
That was GI Jane, dude. What are you talking about?
G.I. Jane
Smith.
2? Can't
Oh,
wait to
dear
see it.
Lord. Oh, I'm weeping. Okay.
All right, so we're
So, Mr. Sideways does knock.
yeah.
Is
Morgan.
my ritual over?
And then I'll go ahead and enter after I've knocked. We've got to get going. What's taking you so long? Oh, excuse me.
Oh, and you see a tiny little dragonish creature kind of skittering around my head.
Uh-huh. Right.
Oh, I
Are you quite finished?
I am I are we
Mr. Sideways, I'm adding that in for you.
are we all we're all finished here? I think we're finished. Yes, I am ready for
As you ask, are we all finished? The little dude rubs against your face, kind of like yes, an answer of like yes, we're finished.
I think we are ready for well, I'm hungry. Is anyone else hungry? I could go for some beef stew right about now.
Well,
Beef
you'll
stew?
find nothing but vegetable stew here.
No, I believe I put some beef into that stew. So you've all been eating beef stew. You are welcome.
Well, there was no beef in mine.
So without saying anything, I go to the pot,
That's what she said.
pick it up, I go out to the back alley, I dump it into the pot, and I leave the pot to be licked clean because I know the animals will lick it clean.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
yes,
Black
indeed.
Sky goes and licks the fucking cobblestones clean.
And I'll look at Morgan and I'll say, hey man, if you do it, just please make your own. Don't taint me food with your meat. Okay? Just make your own. I made this for y'all. If you want to make a dish, you can do that, my friend.
I don't understand. The food, the meal wasn't complete. I was assisting in the cooking of your wonderful stew.
Now I told you. Now you know. So please don't do it again.
Okay. Yes, then. So we should be off then, right?
Looking around, is everybody ready? Right. Sharpen your weapons. Floss your teeth.
Peace, Marcus.
Later, Coobs. Cooble
All
doodles.
right, guys. You guys take care.
Thank
you, Alan.
Of course, man.
Oops, be cool. Oh, he gone.
He gone.
I'm gonna smoke a cigar.
I'm going to smoke.
Yeah, I'm gonna
cigar.
smoke a cigar too.
Is that one of those? Wait, is that like the Swisher Sweets? What do they call those? The Backwoods Ranger, or I can't remember.
So backwoods.
Oh, my motherfucking god! Holy
Yeah,
shit! That takes me
backwoods
back
are a
25
cigar.
years. Oh my god!
Honey.
There we go. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
backwoods are they're tasty. That's the thing.
Fuck
They're
yeah.
Is that
super
like
shitty
the-
cigars, but they taste great.
Is that like the little Clint Eastwood looking cigar?
Yeah. We'd be at the cabin and we'd be smoking those cigars so much there'd just be a cloud of smoke, like 5 feet and above. So you'd have to like literally like walk with your head ducked, otherwise you can't fucking breathe. Because the entire fucking ceiling is just absolutely covered in this like.
Here's
Oh,
my
that's
ashtray.
smoke.
Here's an ashtray. Look.
Well, he should have armed himself. He's gonna be decorating his bar with
I have
body,
a
my friend.
I have a small cherub ashtray. Look at him.
There you go. Yeah, that's
Super
right.
cool.
I don't care if it rains or freezes, long as I got my
Got my
plastic.
plastic Jesus.
This
Telling
one's
me that
plastic.
I won't go to hell.
All
Oh,
right.
shit.
Well, actually, I should probably call it a night too. I'm a little.
No,
I
hey,
think we're probably in a good spot.
Alan, thank you so
now
much
we-
for running it. Yes.
Thanks,
Just
Al.
now we know where we're going next time. That's awesome. Um, my
Now-
love to all you guys. Thank you for letting me run it. Greg, welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you aboard, my friend, officially. So you're not like just taking other people's characters and severing limbs.
I will say though, I mean, that was such an easy. It's so a half orc barbarian. It's like, okay, well, I cut his foot off. I mean, what-
It really was. There was no other choice, really. There was no other choice.
I hit him with my big sharp thing. Like, what else am I gonna do?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Checks out.
There is zero subterfuge in this character. It is just all plain on the table. This is what you get.
My God.
Yeah.
But anyway, so much love to all you guys for participating this evening, and for wearing wigs that freaked me out, and most importantly, so much love to those viewers that stick around and watch us every week. Thank you, especially Duck Duck, who keeps everybody in line. Those fucking bots!
Bots.
God, just
Thanks, Duck Duck.
Bots.
Duck,
We
you're a fucking
love
rock
Duck
star.
Duck. We love Duck Duck so much. She got her own emoticon.
She does,
She did.
yes, and honestly, an invite if you ever like.
I don't
you
even.
know-
I don't even have an emoticon.
That's right. I think you actually do.
Oh, did I not get
Or
yours in there?
at least I've sent it.
Damn it.
At least I've
It's,
sent it.
It's okay if I don't know if I do or not. I can't use any of them because I'm.
No, yeah, I have this. I have a giant folder full of them.
You're like, I don't subscribe. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you get. I'm not a nerd. I don't.
I mean,
subscribe to this bullshit.
I don't watch this shit.
I spent my money on whiskey and whores.
Oh, but anyway, thank you so much, guys. The Critical Fail loves you and loves all of our failures equally. Thank you so much for being part of us and part of what we do weekly.
That's right.
And there's nothing that I would rather share with people than the joy of roleplay.
Except sex.
It really does. Yeah, and there's
I love the joy of roleplay.
no, but I mean, beyond all of the insanity that we usually throw at everything, it is such a fabulous release. For no, fuck you, Mark.
Hey, I'm not saying shit.
You? Yeah, I'm not saying shit. I'm just laughing my ass off.
Wait, we need to clip that.
Pardon me for being sincere and talking about the importance of what I think roleplay can do for people on average and sexual. I mean, sensual. I mean,
Consensual.
seasonal, an S-word basis. Fabulous release. I love all
Oh
you
my God.
bastards. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Fornication.
Fornication.
Wait, sorry. What I mean is for an occasion such as this.
Oh dear Lord. I love you.
Right. We may or may not, depending upon the Lord of Darkness, we may have a foray into the world of darkness this upcoming Thursday. So for those of you who are watching us now, please stay tuned. We will try to keep everyone up to date on our forays into different campaigns. Otherwise, please catch us next week where we plan on jumping back into Another Day in Hell, which is our Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition version of Descent into Avernus, where we take our merry band of hobo slayers and run them through the gauntlet and see how many hobos they can slay. Other than
I
that,
thought we were the murder hobos or hobo
Uh,
murders.
oh, hobo, yeah, we're hobos, we're hobo murderers, we run the gamut. We're all of the above.
I have a cat that has a cat, and they
Oh,
don't have a hat.
Well, he
No,
has a
you
cat.
no. You have
I
no
don't
hat.
have a hat.
There is
have
no
no
You
hat.
got
There
it.
is no
You
hat.
are a
There's no
cat
hat.
who's got a
you
cat.
don't have no hat.
Oh no.
No hat.
No
For
hat.
anyone who's watching right now, go back and watch the previous episode where
There is no hat.
I'm sure out of the 80 clips that have just been added to our channel, there's a Cat in the Hat clip. You just have to look
get
for
no
it.
hats.
Yeah.
There is
Hats
no
for
hat.
cats. No
Fucking
hats for
cats.
cats.
No,
Fucking
You
cats.
come
No
back
hat for
1
cats.
month.
No.
Yes.
They don't even get fucking ham and eggs, bitches.
Oh,
No
God,
matter what fucking color they are.
Yeah, we've got a cat who's got a cat, but has no hat.
Has no
That's
hat.
A cat.
Why
He's a
did you get a
cat.
hat?
And he's sad about that.
He's a cat who has a hat. Or he's a cat who has a cat. They both want a hat. Neither have a hat. They're both sad on that.
They're both, yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
Yeah.
fuck you, Greg.
Good night, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Everybody, wave
Love
bye
you
to everyone.
guys.
everybody.
Bye.